Good morning from Kenya, here at Study Room TV, and welcome to this special edition of Kenya Decides 2022. I am your host this morning, Otieno Mjomba, and we have a comprehensive show lineup for you. Remember to subscribe to our channel for any election-related news here in Kenya. Polling stations opened on our go across the country in a bid to have electorate exercise their solemn duty. I hope that you are already queuing, and if you've already voted, that is a wonderful job. Make sure that you make a decision. This is the time to make your decision. So we need to know what is really happening. What do we know about the elections? One is that polling stations opens at exactly 6 a.m. and closes at 5 p.m. We are just 1 hour into the election, into since the start of the election process. So you have up to 5 p.m. To cast your vote. And remember that if by any chance there is time lost. Any time lost at the opening will be added at the end. So if you've lost 30 minutes, then that 30 minutes will be added at 5 p.m. That means the polling session will close at 5:30 p.m. depending on how long did you guys take. It's also important to understand that all voters still queuing at 5 p.m. will be allowed to vote. So just have your cool peace and make sure that you maintain peace all through. You will be allowed to vote so long as 5 p.m. finds you on the queue. And then finally, about this particular area is that the largest polling station or stream will have a maximum of 700 voters. So don't worry about the long queues. When you get to your stream, the maximum number of voters within that particular stream will be 700, and you'll also find that they are arranged according to alphabetical numbers, and the maximum is 700 voters per stream. So it's very important to get that. Now I want to take us to diaspora voting, just to understand who are these people and what are they going to do. So this time round, we have 18 Kenyan embassies, high commissions, and consulates that are going to take part in this particular election. And voting in diaspora will be in 12 countries. These countries are Uganda, USA, England, South Sudan, Germany, Burundi, Rwanda, Tanzania, South Africa, Qatar, Canada, and United Arab Emirates. And the number of registered voters in diaspora this round is 10,444 voters. 10,444 voters are expected to vote in diaspora in 12 countries. And the number of registered voters currently in the country stands at total registered voters in 2022 is 22,120,458, and this is a 12.79% increase in the number of registered voters from that of 2017, that was standing at 19,611,423. It's also important to understand the diaspora votes, just to say the way I said earlier, that is 10,444. This is an increase from 4,223. This really shows that we have improved a lot in total, in terms of the total number of diaspora votes. And the total polling stations that we are going to have, that currently we have, is 46,232. This is from 40,883. So you need to understand that number of countries participating in these particular elections, that is the countries where we have all these diaspora votes coming from, 12 countries. up from 5 countries that we had sometimes back. The 5 countries that we had last time, or we had Burundi, we had Dar es Salaam, that is Tanzania, we had Rwanda, and we had Uganda and Pretoria, South Africa. So we only had 5 countries in 2017 participating diaspora voting, and this round we have 12 countries that are participating in diaspora voting, just the way I had mentioned the South Africa, Uganda, England, just to name a few. It's also important to delve deep into gender and demographics. It's good to understand how we are going to vote based on gender, and is when we look at the number that we have for women are constituting 49.12% of the total 22,120,458 votes that we have, while men constitute 50.88 of the total votes. The difference between women and men is about 0 point something percent. And when you go to youths, that is between 18 and 34 years, they constitute 39.84% of the total votes, while the people with disabilities, PWS category, we have 18.94%. Therefore, a presidential candidate that will amass a lot on a bigger number of votes in women, men, youths, and people with disability will carry definitely the day. It's very, very important to understand that we have 4 presidential candidates participating in this general election. 4 presidential candidates participating in this presidential election. Therefore, as you get into the polling station, what are the things that you need to do when you get to the polling station? When you get to the polling station, the first thing that you have to do is that very, very important that you have to have your ID and passport, and after that you go vote identify. You're supposed to be identified and authenticated using the KIMS kit, and after authentication, then the next step is about being issued with 6 stamped ballot papers. Understand that Mombasa and Kakamega and Kachiliba and West Pokot will be having 5 ballot papers. This is based on the announcement that will be delving deep some minutes later, coming from the IEBC. Then after that, after being given the 6 stamped ballot papers, make sure that it is stamped. The next step is that you mark the ballot papers secretly. You go to the booth and mark it secretly. Then after that, cast your ballot papers in the labeled ballot boxes. We are also going to understand that the 6 ballot boxes and the 6 ballot papers have different colors. After that, you are going to they are going to apply indelible ink on your finger to mark that you've already cast your vote, and thereafter you are allowed to leave polling station. Make sure that when you are done with voting, go home and wait for the results from home. Don't stay around, because that will be making the work of returning officers around on all the guys around, the deputy presiding officers and all the team. Their work will be a bit tedious, because it is a sign of causing tension, and we don't want tension during this particular election. Now, we've talked about 6 ballot boxes and 6 ballot papers and the colors. Now it's important to take you through these colors for you to understand better that the presidential ballot paper is white, and the color of the ballot is also white. And when you go to National Assembly, the ballot paper is green. The color of the ballot also is green. When you go to senatorial, the senator's paper is yellow, same to the ballot box. And then women representative, the color is purple, the same with the ballot box. Governor is blue. Remember, Mombasa, guys, you won't have the blue color. You won't have the blue color. You don't have the blue color. So don't don't be so concerned about that. That is matter that is beyond your control. IEBC is working on that to make sure that Mombasa and Kakamega people go through the voting to get their next governor that are going to take over from Joho in Mombasa and Oparanya in Kakamega. Then county assembly ward, it will be beige, and so the same to the ballot box, just a representation of how the ballot boxes will be. The presidential, that is white, national assembly, that is green, senatorial, that is a yellow, and women rep, that is purple, then governor, that is blue, and county assembly, that is beige in color. When you're done with that, now today there was um a statement that came on Monday from the IEBC, statement that came around 5 p.m., and it was causing tension in the country. Mombasa people are confused. They don't know what to do next. And I just want to go through it. A statement by the chairman, Wafula Chebukati, to the nation on 8th August 2022. And just a summary of this is that election of governors in Mombasa and Kakamega counties are suspended to later date. This does not mean that elections in these counties are not going to happen. Mombasa, Kakamega counties, the voters there are going to vote for 5 different positions. The only position you're not going to vote for is that position of governor. So wake up, go and cast your vote. Go and cast your vote. And the other part that was also obvious and came from Wafula Chebukati was the election of members of National Assembly in Pokot South and Kachiliba constituencies are also suspended. So the people from Pokot South and Kachiliba, voters in these two constituencies, you are not going to elect um, your member of parliament. So when you get in and you go to vote, don't be so concerned about the National Assembly ballot paper, because it won't be there. Then the next part of it is that the suspension is based on errors on the ballot papers. The suspension is based on the errors on the ballot papers. And this is what happened is that photos of candidates vying in these regions were incorrect, as well as their names, So that was one of the major concern that happened today. Um, the statement also continues that the ballot papers for the following areas were wrongly routed. These are also areas that were wrongly routed. Ballot papers, pallets for county assembly ward belonging to Fafi constituency were erroneously sent to Chuka Igamba Ng'ombe in Tharaka Nithi County, according to Chebukati. And also he said that ballot papers, pallets for county assembly ward belonging to Mua in Machakos County were erroneously sent to Kuresoi constituency, Nakuru County. And finally says that ballot papers box belonging to Tiati County women member of National Assembly in Baringo County were erroneously sent to Lamu County. The commission has since rerouted the ballot paper pellets to their rightful places using air transport contracted to facilitate such emergencies. That is a statement from Chebukati. And he also continues to say that I wish to also bring to your attention an incident that happened this morning that was on Monday morning in Moyale constituency, Marsabit County, where Kim Skit for Uran Primary School station code, he gave the station code, was reported missing. The loss was discovered when the Kim Skit were being charged before deployed to the polling stations. The incident has been reported at Moyale police station, and investigations into the loss is ongoing. Chebukati also further says that commission has blacklisted and replaced the missing Kim's kit. Any activity or data that may originate from the missing kit will be flagged and isolated from our system. That is according to Chebukati. The kit will not be useful to anyone. The commission has also deployed 465,660 temporary staff towards the success of this August general election. This includes presiding officers, deputy presiding officers, poll clerks, and securities. And he said that he takes the opportunity to, the opportune moment to thank the vice chair, commissioners, and the secretariat staff led by the CEO and his two deputies for working diligently to ensure that the commission is ready for the election. That is a statement that came from Mr. Chebukati, and the things that happened some minutes ago. And a rejoinder of the same, the Azimio team gave a statement. Azimio team gave a statement through the Secretary General. Azimio team, that is Junet Mohammed. He gave a statement, and in just a summary, he said that the postponement is suspicious. That's according to his presser that he gave some minutes. That was yesterday around 7 p.m. And this is the statement. A manipulated voice recording doing rounds on social media purporting to capture Honorable. That was the first one that he gave on just the mistake on the same. The statement was this: the suspension of two gubernatorial election has come to us as a shock. Mombasa County and Kakamega County are known to be Azimio strongholds. Suspension of the gubernatorial election is carefully engineered to lower voter turnout in these two counties and affect our imminent election victory. It is a deliberate act of voter oppression. He continues to say that it is curious to note that all suspensions that were announced by the IEBC chairperson of Fula Chebukati today, that is on Monday, were in Azimio strongholds. Is this a coincidence? He asked. We believe it is deliberate, according to Junet Mohammed. In a couple of days, we shall invite the DCI to audit the process of printing of the ballot papers and establish the extent to which there was a mischief and criminality on the part of IEBC. We shall also invite the DCI to determine the extent to which the mistakes by IEBC or their designated printer were a function of negligence. He continues to say that IEBC is required by law to exercise a duty of care in the printing and distribution of ballot papers for the general election. We therefore want to invite DCI to determine is the extent to which their failure to do so resulted in this mishap. Today we serve, that is on Monday, notice to IBC and all its commissioners that according to section 6J of the Election Offence Act number 37 of 2016, a member of the commission, I quote, staff or other person having any duty to perform pursuant to any written law relating to any election, who J, without reasonable cause, does or omits to do anything in breach of his official duty, commits an offence, and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 2 million shillings or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 5 years or both. Then he ends by saying the suspension and its attendant mischief notwithstanding, we urge Azimio supporters, especially in Mombasa and Kakamega, to turn out in big numbers and vote for their favorite presidential candidate, Raila Amolo Odinga, their governors, senators, members of parliament, and MCAs. Let's come out and put Chebukati and his sponsor to shame. Come out and put the commission and their sponsors to shame, was a statement coming from Azimio Secretary General Junet Mohammed. And on the same statement, Kenya Kwanza also gave a statement, and the two affected the candidates, that is Malala Cleophas and Sarai Hassan, gave also their statement. And one of it, this is a statement from uh, Malala. We've been saddened. What was the role of the commissioners who went to verify the ballot printing process? That was a question that Malala was asking. And then he told the members and the voters in Kakamega County to wake up early to vote Kenya Kwanza affiliated candidates. Malala, and I quote, they have just postponed my win. So interesting. In on Monday evening, the happenings, the occurrences that have so far happened as we start the day. Today on Tuesday, understand that your vote matters a lot. So now going forward, we want to delve deep on other election related news, and the news that came on Monday was that IBC had sacked four Homa Bay officials found on Sunday meeting two candidates at a residential home, saying that their replacement will be made before the election time, which is today. And so far, they have effected the changes. IBC material in Chuka, Igambegombe destroyed by members of the public who thought that the truck that was carrying these materials was not the right truck that was supposed to carry IBC materials. So, unfortunately, they destroyed the truck that was carrying IBC material. And I call upon the public, please make sure that you maintain tolerance towards everything that is happening surrounding us and across the nation. On the other news, Supreme Court declared Constituency Development Fund on Monday illegal, ruling that the ruling that will allow MPs to manage the rule. It rules that allowing MPs to manage funds offends Division of Revenue and Public Finance Law. That's a big loss to members of Parliament. And be rest assured that when we start the new dispensation, then this will be the first debate, the first topic to be discussed in Parliament. Then change of guard at Kenya Army Headquarters as the new commander, Lieutenant General Peter Mbogo Njiru, takes over from Lieutenant Walter Koipaton. Change of guard happened on Monday. On sports news, something that happened, it was a weekend packed weekend packed with the sports activities. And Julius Yego on Sunday, Julius Yego, Wycliffe Kinyamal, Beatrice Chebet all won on Sunday. Julius Yego on Sunday won the bronze medal in the Commonwealth Games 2022 men's javelin throw in his season best of 85.70 meters. Then on Monday, Selabu CNA secured a bronze medal in the women's 500 meters. This was preceded by Wycliffe Kinyamal and Beatrice Chebet, all winning gold on Sunday. Wycliffe Kinyamal won gold in 800 meters, with Beatrice Chebet winning gold in women's 500 meters. So as we concentrate on elections, there are also so much that is happening in sports and other news. It's good to celebrate. We have just come to the end of our news bulletin, and just a reminder of the things that are happening in the country. Remember to go and vote. Voting closes at 5. Thank you so much for being part of the show. We are following reports across the nation from Kilgoris on alleged voter malpractice. Be sure to get the updates here as they happen. Before leaving, I have a concern to make, and mine is a plea to cast your vote. I have friends that are yet to make up their minds to vote in these coming elections, and I know you also have. Elections are already on, and they are yet to make their decision. As much as you have your right to or not to cast your vote, remember when you failed to vote in 2017. Did things get better? When only one group went back for the rerun, it was clear that we were selling our future to incompetencies, the topic that is currently trending on Twitter. We have been tormented with this all through until now, when you have another opportunity to rewrite your mistakes at the ballot box. When a group of voters fail to practice their democratic rights, they give room to bad leaders. The past 9 years have been tough. It will be even tougher if you fail to do your solemn duty to vote the right leaders. Through voting, you have the opportunity to speak loudly, whether blue or yellow. It doesn't matter the faction you support. Government of the day won't influence, won't vote. Uhuru, the president, won't and can't influence the voting procedures. There is no predetermined results if you don't go to vote. Your aspirant will not win if you don't go to vote. You can't support an aspirant by failing to vote them. Failing to vote is electing directly bad leaders. Wake up, smell the coffee. It is your moment to make a right choice, because inawezekana through your vote, you still have around 10 hours or 6 hours to do so. Make sure that you are there before 5 p.m. today. See you later. My name is Otieno Mjomba.